Hey YouTube, this is the Red Tiger Motoglentis pair. If you remember from my other videos, there were a few of them in here. I think 8. This pair decided to spawn. Sorry about the glare from the other tank. And they killed off all but one of them. And if you look around, you'll be able to see some of the fry swimming around in here. They see me, so they think, oh, we're about to be fed. But they're not. That's the male. Yeah, he yawned for us. And that's the female. They have real good colors. They seem to be happy. Sorry, the glass is a little dirty. Let me see. I know there's still a bunch of babies in here. I don't see them right now. Oh, I saw one hide behind that plant. Oh, there's a few. There's one right there. But yeah, the babies go around, they pick at the algae, they kind of pick at that piece of driftwood a lot. But the babies are doing good. I'm not really trying to breed them. It just happened. But big male, he's got some teeth going on him. They seem to be doing pretty good though. Now that there's just the two of them, they're happy enough. I did set up a little 10-gallon planted aquarium. I just set this up. I threw a guppy in there. And there's actually 2 of the babies from the 80-gallon in here as well. I was just going to do a sponge filter, but then I decided, because I can, I threw a canister filter on there, and I ran the intake for the canister filter into that sponge. So it intakes through that, and then it blows out through this, and at the end, that kind of helps disperse it and not make it a freaking whirlpool. But yeah, that little guppy in there is swimming around. He's doing okay. He's kind of my test fish to see if things could survive. There's one of the fry from the Red Tiger Motos. Oh, there's the other one. They're fat. They've been eating whatever they can find in there. So this tank hasn't been running for very long. I actually want to say it's less than a week. What I did was an organic potting soil, and then I topped it off with a the black rock. I can't remember what the substrate is for that. But anyway, it's another planted tank substrate. I probably should have gone a little bit thinner on the organic soil and a little thicker on the substrate. You can see the soil had a lot of that pieces of wood and stuff. A lot of it has like this, the fertilizer stuff, and it keeps floating up, and I keep netting it out. But I'm doing water changes on this every other day. Just trying to keep it under control until it cycles. But by throwing this canister filter on there, that's, I don't know, they say it's rated for a 30-gallon tank or whatever. That canister filter actually came off of the 75 gallon that's been running for a few years. This used to be an African cichlid tank, and then it had the flower horn. Unfortunately, due to my negligence, the flower horn got bloat and passed away about a month ago. That was super depressing, but it happens with the hobby, I guess, and I learned from my mistakes, hopefully. I do want to turn this into a more planted tank. The one surviving Motoguensis is in here. And he was beat up, and I thought he was going to die for sure. And surprisingly, he has survived. And my girlfriend named him Lieutenant Dan because unfortunately he has no tail fin. Oh, he turned back around. He won't let us see. Yeah, you can kind of see. His tail fin completely rotted away due to his injuries, and I don't think it's going to grow back. So Lieutenant Dan over here doesn't have any legs. That poor guy. But he's actually healing up. You can see the scar by his tail fin there from where it was bad. It was really bad. He was bleeding, and I can't believe he survived. So he's in here, which I need to move him because I have a huge snail problem, as you can see. So I have about a dozen of these assassin snails in here, hoping that that'll combat the snail problem. But the reason I want to move Lieutenant Dan out of this tank is I got these flagfish. I got a pair of them. There's the male. Somewhere around here is a female. But you can see their fins are all beat up. And it's because Lieutenant Dan is kind of an asshole. And he doesn't like his new tank mates. I don't see the female right now. But this is a 75 gallon. And it's doing okay. I still run the two Sun 304B or whatever they're called canister filters on this tank, and it's doing good. Now this canister filter actually goes to this tank, which used to have the snapping turtle in it. And I posted a video earlier this morning on where that snapping turtle went. He's got a new home. A nice big lake where he can grow to be a giant, happy snapping turtle. Because he was actually big enough to the point where when I was cleaning, I put the filter back on and I turned on his light and went to feed him this morning. And I realized if his head was against the glass on this side, his ass was touching the glass on that side, and that's no way to live. Nobody wants to live in quarters where you can barely turn around, right? So, the turtle is no longer with us. Now I'm thinking I may put Lieutenant Dan in this tank for now. That way, I can do something else with this. Oh, yeah, and I have this biker eel, or, oh man, I can't remember the name of it, an Imler something or other. He's pretty cool. I threw a bunch of guppies in here to see if I could get him to eat, but Lieutenant Dan killed all the guppies because, you know, Lieutenant Dan is mentally unstable, so he's a dick. So I don't know if I've been able to get this guy to eat since I bought him about a week or two ago, And I've thrown shrimp in there. I've done a lot of stuff. I'm gonna try bloodworms next and see if maybe I can get him to eat. But I feel bad for him. He's super cool. I thought he jumped out a couple days ago because I couldn't find him anywhere. And I stuck my hand in the gravel or in the sand, and I ended up scooping him up out of the sand in this corner. So, oh, there's a little female flagfish. She's hiding. She figured it out. Lieutenant Dan won't look for her there. Usually the male and the female swim around together, but I think she's decided to hide. He doesn't care though. I got the flagfish because I have a problem with the green hair algae, which used to come off of that little spout and just string all the way across. And it looks like they're doing a good job of cleaning up the algae. They really seem to like it. So, good news is, I don't have to feed the fish. They feed themselves. Bad news is, this guy won't eat anything I throw in the tank. And it ends up being a pile of snails, which I'm also trying to get rid of. So, I've got issues with this tank. I'm trying to get it all figured out. But eventually, things will work out. I'll figure it out. But thanks for watching. I will keep posting updates as my hobby progresses.